finally today, pulling out the big guns today. I've been kind of teasing this all week, but starting yesterday and then going through today, tomorrow, and Sunday, we are forgiving a lot of big names here in Philly sports. Really, all week we've been doing it. But today, we're going to forgive two people. And the reason I'm doing two is because these two are intertwined in Philly sports history, and that is Joe Carter and Mitch Williams. Let's start with Joe Carter. We're going to forgive him for obvious reasons. At the time, we all felt that the Philly sports teams were cursed, and that magical 93 Phillies run just gave us something to believe and hope for. I remember as a young kid just being excited to finally see the Phillies play in the postseason. And then Joe Carter ripped our hearts out. Still the worst sports moment of my life. And I've been to a lot of Eagles losses in big games. I've seen them lose in the Super Bowl. I've seen them lose in person. But the Game 6 of the 1993 World Series, when Joe Carter hit that home run, still my worst Philly sports moment. But that pitch was given up by Mitch Williams. So that's why they're intertwined. To kind of set the stage, Ricky Henderson was on second. Paul Molitor was on first. There was one out in the bottom of the ninth. And Mitch was concerned with Ricky Henderson. He's the greatest baseball stealer, rest in peace, of all time. So you have to keep an eye on Ricky Henderson. And the pitch he threw was supposed to be high and in, but he used a slide step to kind of keep Ricky Henderson close on the base, something that Mitch usually never did. And obviously he missed. It was kind of middle in. And Joe Carter was a good hitter. Good hitters are not going to miss on your mistakes like that. The dream was over. So, again, goes from my worst Philly sports moment. We need to forgive this to get some big karma here. So, worst moment, big karma equals big forgiveness. And this is something I have never done. A lot of these I've come to grips with, but this one still stings to this day, so it's hard for me as I'm doing this. But we're going to forgive Joe Carter for not missing Mitch Williams' mistakes and for absolutely ripping my, I guess I was 12, 13-year-old heart out. And by all stretch of the imagination, Joe Carter's a nice guy. Nobody really has anything bad to say about him. Solid player, but Joe, I forgive you for ripping my heart out and not missing on Mitch Williams' mistake. And Mitch, I'm going to forgive you for doing the slide step and missing on the pitch. And here's the thing with Mitch. Wasn't always pretty with him, but he did have 43 saves that year, and I will go to my grave saying we don't get to the World Series without Mitch Williams. Yeah, I'm sure he was tired at that point. They probably were all tired. You can make the argument that he shouldn't have been in there. Roger Mason should have been in there, or David West. But at the end of the day, it's not his fault that Jim Fregosi put him in. And Mitch, I will forgive you for missing that pitch. And truthfully, Mitch did kind of make amends with Philly fans when he was on Post Game Live. Had a little bit of a gig there on MLB Network. And if you really get to know him, and he's kind of is a Philly type guy, you could see him going down and pounding a few beers at an Eagles game. But for missing that pitch, Mitch, I forgive you. So Joe Carter and Mitch Williams, the combination of the two of you, I forgive you both for it all, for the pitch, the hit, the miss, ripping my heart out, all of it. I'm getting chills just thinking about it because this is a big moment for me that I'm finally letting this go from 1993. But again, big game on Sunday. We need good karma. That equals big forgiveness, or means big forgiveness. So big. This is probably about as big as I can come up with for us to forgive. We're going to forgive the pair of them. So Joe Carter and Mitch Williams, I forgive you.